Hi everyone, N.A.T here, and this is what I'm doing right now. Check this out. Ta-da! I will start creating YouTube videos, and finally, because it took me 2 months to create this whole setup, which allows me to create a lot of videos in an efficient way to show you what I'm doing, like this. All right, that's cool. So I can also zoom in. I can do a lot of cool things here. So I wanted to tell you about this story of how I had this idea of starting to make YouTube videos, and why, and the why I'm actually going to tell you right now. I want to share. I want to share. I want to start sharing what I do. Um, Kind of show you what I love to do, which is making sounds. Okay, making sounds, making drums, making sounds, synths and stuff. I have also my synthesizer plugged in. Let's see. Let's see if you can hear it. Okay, so I think this is pretty cool. And yeah, so how I had this idea, let me tell you the story. It was so let's go back like 4 months ago. I was working on my music, on my project, as always, trying to find success, to have success in music. And by success, I mean being able to create good music, good tracks. And in order to find the concentration to do that, which is what I have always been trying to do, also by studying neurology and psychology, I will talk about that also. I will I will also share a lot of stories on this channel. Um, in order to have more focus to improve it, I decided to um, concentrate in my life only on music. And to do that, I also decided to delete all the social media apps from my phone because I realized that the only reason why I was using those apps was to procrastinate, especially when there was, especially when I'm facing some challenges. That's where it's the easiest to procrastinate, you know? So I figured social media would make it way too easy to just go there and waste time. So I understood, like Instagram, Facebook, I just used them to waste time, and so I deleted them. My profiles are still there, but I just uninstalled the apps. And TikTok, although TikTok, I never really used it as a user. I never liked it. I did, however, use it as a creator, and I have a really interesting story about that. It's a story of success on a smaller scale, a story of an experiment yielding some really interesting results that led me to some little doors in the real music industry. So I will tell you that about that in a new video. But I deleted those apps and stayed like that for 1 month and realized that, hey, I'm feeling much more healthier mentally, much more focused. But there is one app which I also deleted, which I considered one of the bunch of the time wasting apps, that I actually continued to reinstall it just to cheat a little bit. And I was uninstalling it when I didn't need it anymore. And that app was YouTube. I was using it to learn because there is long form content there, of course. And by doing that, I actually realized that it wasn't harming my focus that much. Yes, I know there are shorts there where you can also end up doom scrolling, which was I was doing on those apps. But when you only have YouTube, it's much more manageable. And so I realized, hey, YouTube is actually healthy. It's a good app actually because you can have fun, but firstly you can learn a lot. And then something else happened. I realized that at the same time, I was also starting to, I was actually starting to like what I do in terms of the tracks that I was making. I was starting to, I know it's funny because I have been making music for 13 years, but only now, what can I tell you? Only now I am starting to make things I actually want to listen back to. And I wanted to also share them, just to share them, you know. And I thought of doing that on SoundCloud. As you can see, these are the two tracks I'm talking about that I shared. These are work in progress tracks. And then all of a sudden, I had this idea like combining these two ideas, sharing my tracks with YouTube. I just thought, why not? Why not sharing my tracks on YouTube? And I mean, talking about them, you know, sharing them, showing the sounds, making you hear all the sounds, and just sharing my journey through music. And so this is how the idea was born of making YouTube videos. And then this was like at the end of May, when I had this idea, but I knew that I needed to get a new computer and to kind of update my whole setup in order to being able to record videos and make music at the same time, because that's not easy. And so I spent 2 months working on my whole room also, because I also upgraded my room, installed a couple things to have a better listening environment. And I will tell you that in the next video. Actually, I will show you my new setup here, my updated things in my room. I actually used to say before that I I made music in my bedroom, but now it feels instead like I am sleeping in my bedroom, in my studio, the other way around. So, um, I'm really happy to start this journey with you, to share it. And right now, if you want, you can go and listen to the tracks I have released. I have them on Spotify. I have some tracks released on Spotify. Here, I'm also on Apple Music, as you can see. I'm on all streaming services. By the way, this track is not mine. I need to get it removed. And if you don't have streaming services, you can also check out my YouTube channel here. And I have all my tracks here as well. If you go check out my playlists, actually, here, I have playlists that can kind of guide you if you want to see what I did up until now since 2012, which is when I started making my first songs. I have this playlist with every song I ever made, this with just my original music, this playlist with remixes, and this playlist with work in progress, unreleased stuff. And I'm also on SoundCloud, where I intend to upload my work in progress so we can kind of work on them together. You can tell me what you think about them, and when I'm happy with the tracks or you suggest I should release them, I will release them. So that's my plans, and let's just begin. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.